Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And people have awared me that Nick's G for P has made a video saying that fitness slash bodybuilding YouTube channels are dying. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit and let's talk about this. You know, I don't know why he always has to include fitness and bodybuilding together, because bodybuilding and fitness are completely... Actually, they're mutually exclusive. That's just the best way to put it. There is no way to associate fitness with current bodybuilding. It's anti-fitness. And really, that's the reality of it. I really wish kind of the whole hardcore bodybuilding scene would actually just die off itself. It would be better for everybody. But the thing is, you know, he's saying bodybuilding channels are dying, but he's got a bodybuilding channel. He's probably the biggest bodybuilding channel on YouTube, and he's getting 7 million views a month. Now, that's a lot of money, guys. People say, what do you mean that's a lot of money? I mean, he's got to be making $30,000, $40,000+ a month off of that. That's what I mean by, that's pretty big, man. I mean, when you're balling that hard, like Nick's going to be a millionaire in no time if his views continue the way they are. So, with that being said, I think it's interesting he's saying that they're all dying, but his channel's still growing. You know, the dude is netting 7 million views a month. How in the hell is that niche dying? Because it's like these two niches, they overlap though, but they are somewhat exclusive. I hate how they get mixed together. I know, I don't want to rant on that too much. But the whole point there is that he's saying they're all dying. And he talked about some event happening last month. I didn't notice. Although when he looked, I guess my views are down slightly. But the thing is, YouTube is paying so much more money per view these days. You know, they're paying a ton of money per view, and I don't see anyone else's algorithm, so I don't know, but quite frankly, it seems to me that YouTube has doubled or tripled what they're paying these days per 1,000 views. Maybe it's just me, but they're paying a hell of a lot more money, so it really isn't that big of a deal. So people are talking about their algorithm and everything, or this thing that happened last month, but it's like, I actually had a really good month last month. But I did check, and yeah, I think I barely broke like 1 million views last month, maybe less. So, I don't know, something did seem to happen in the middle of the month there. So who knows? Who in the hell knows? But I know I had a great month last month, irrespective of all of it. And you know, my own channel is growing. But he did talk about other people's channels and what's going on in this whole community. I think he compared people like Ogus, and some of his stuff was honest, some of it was kind of intellectually dishonest. Because to bring Ogus into the mix and be like, look how low Ogus's views are. Matt has made like 2 videos this entire year. Now, I don't care how many subscribers you have, but when you go like 9 months or 10 months or a year or whatever the hell he did without making any videos, and then you come out and make one video a week for a couple weeks, how would you expect anybody to have views? So I'm not sure why he threw Ogus in, other than, you know, actually, I'd be willing to bet he really didn't do his research. He didn't realize that Ogus actually hadn't been making videos, so he's only made 2 videos this entire year. So to say that that's a dead channel would be fair, because the guy didn't upload content for almost an entire year. Of course your channel's going to be dead. What I thought was interesting, though, he didn't throw my numbers in there. He didn't throw, oh, this guy gets like 1 million+ views a month, and he's in this niche and everything. He didn't throw me in there because he knows I'm critical of him and I'm going to slam him. So he's like, I don't want to send traffic to Jason. Like, he didn't want to throw me in there, even though a lot of the people he listed and talked about their growth and their views are getting like 1/3 of the views I get. Like, seriously, man. Seriously, you're going to throw old Junkie Ward in there with his 300,000 views when technically I have less subs than him? You know, that's the funny thing. You know, you always look at this stuff and people are always, they'll say things like, oh, Jason, this person has more subscribers than you, or whatever, but they get less views, and they'll make a big deal about that. But then people will say, oh, your views are really low compared to your subscribers. And it's like, but I make 4 videos a day, so my individual video views tend to be not that good, but it doesn't matter because I still net 1 million views every month. Then you go compare a lot of these other guys who have 50,000 or sometimes 100,000 subscribers on me. They're getting what, 300, 400, maybe 500,000 views a month. It's about how much content you put out actually matters a lot, guys. YouTube wants engagements. In fact, everybody knows that who's been in this game a long time. This is stuff that I had Louis Marco point out to me years ago. The fastest way to kill your channel is to go more than 24 hours without putting out content. And in other words, YouTube actually de-emphasizes a lot of your stuff irrespective of your subscribers when you regularly take more than 24 hours between uploads. Like Louis Marco figured this out 5 or 6 years ago, that in order to maximize revenue off of YouTube, you need to put out at least one video every 24 hours. Do not wait longer. Even if that means for some people who want to do one video a day, if it's going to take too long, you better put out 2 a day to give yourself some space. You might need to put 8 or 9 videos up a week, even though you only planned on doing 1 a day, purely to work with their algorithm. Like they've done it that way forever. They don't like people who upload irregularly. YouTube rewards frequent uploading. And I can tell you guys, as someone who does it, they absolutely reward it. And they reward it financially. They reward it in terms of ad revenue. It makes a big, big difference. What I'm saying, in other words, is that someone who uploads 1 video every 2 days that gets 20,000 views versus the person who uploads 2 videos a day that only get 5,000, even though they get the same net total views per week. In my experience, based upon even watching it myself, the YouTube will generally kick more ads to the person, therefore more revenue to the person who uploads frequently. So I mean, you can say whatever you want about these different channels, but if they're not uploading frequently, it's their habits that are killing their channel. It's the way that they do things. Now, I will say though that did he have a point with some of these people of a lot of the vlogging? Do vlogging channels tend to get really low? Yeah, of course they do. I mean, I'll be the first to say that my training, when I was training 6 days a week doing my Bulgarian style training, it got a lot of views on some days, or if I threw something special in there, like my shirtless video I did, the shirtless fat guy when I was like 239. Now I'm almost down to 200. I've been cutting. That got an enormous number of views, right? But before long, I think some of my workout videos, they just weren't getting that many views when you're uploading your training footage every single day. And like, oh, it's like he's going to squat to a max again today. He's going to hit a bench smash today. What's he? Oh, he's going to do a 225 strict press. Well, he did this we've watched him do a 225 strict standing press 10 workouts in a row. All right, this is getting boring. And of course it gets boring, because the truth is effective training is boring to watch. Like, there's no way that anyone could ever sustain an audience with correct training, because correct training is repetitive and boring. Changing stuff up is for morons who have ADHD and are off their meds, and therefore they need to change what they do every time they go to the gym. There's medications to fix that. There's medications that can help you guys with that. You know, you just need to get your ADHD in order. But he's right, and it's the same thing. You know, people who want to show their food every day, no one cares at a certain threshold, unless you're a cooking-based channel, right? Unless your channel is about being a chef, where you're showing recipes and cooking every day, and you have 200 new recipes. Yeah, that's going to get views as a cooking channel. But if you're a fitness personality and you're vlogging your food, and they're like, man, they eat the same thing all the time. Well, yeah, they usually do, because people who manage their calories and their food intake carefully usually don't have a large variety in their diet. So yeah, it's going to get boring. Now, he is right. Channels that focus on vlogging, just purely your daily meals and your daily training and everything, yeah, you're going to run out of viewers real fast, unless you're a really smoking hot chick showing a lot of tits and ass and a lot of skin. Then maybe it'll last for a while, but people can just go watch porn, so they're going to get bored of that too. So I mean, he did have a point that a lot of these channels are not growing like they used to. A lot of stuff has happened. But was interesting, and I would say to Nick, who did investigate this stuff, you sure didn't investigate my channel, but I didn't really take a hit. I didn't take a hit last month. My revenue, my subs, everything are still going up. Like, I'm doing just fine. So he didn't actually look at everybody. And I did notice that, again, he threw August in there as a perfect example. Well, that's a wild card, because August didn't make content this year. But then you take someone like Chris Jones, who, of course, Chris Jones continues to grow. Why? He uploads at least once every 24 hours, if not more frequently. And when you have the sort of subscribers he has, Chris is going to make a hell of a lot of money. He's going to have a lot of views because of his frequency of uploads. Now, what I will say, though, even though Nick and I might not get along, and I might think Nick's G for P is a shady snake in the grass, and I know he probably doesn't care for me either. The fact of the matter is we both agree that Chris Jones is a legitimately nice guy. I've made a video on that before, and he did point that out, that Chris is real. Chris is a real person, and I've said the same thing before. So that's kind of interesting that you have two people like me and Nick who don't get along. We don't like each other. We don't appreciate the other person's viewpoint, because I think his bodybuilding stuff is ridiculous. I can't stand competitive professional bodybuilding at all. I'd like to see it just completely go away, and he's obsessed with worshiping it. We don't get along, and that's interesting that both of us do agree, though, that Chris Jones is a legitimately nice guy. Chris Jones does seem to be real. I've said that before. Chris is real. Chris is real. It's interesting, though, that two different people have kind of said that, who don't ourselves get along, but we both like Chris. You know, I mean, I think that says a lot about who he is. But, you know, Chris is having continued success. Like, Chris is pretty much a YouTube millionaire at this point. You know, his hustle is strong. Not only does he seem to be a pretty legit guy, a real dude, but his hustle is strong. I mean, he's doing good. He's doing good. So, you know, it's interesting to see that he's talking about all these other people are going down, but then Chris is doing good. So it's like it's not the niche that's the problem. It's the way that these people are uploading. It's their content. It's their upload strategy. All that stuff is the problem. It's not the niche itself. It's doing just fine. And YouTube is paying really well these days. Everything is doing fine. People just need to learn how to use it better. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.